Welcome to my channel. This is CCNA Essentials. This channel aims to provide a comprehensive course on the most essential knowledge required for the CCNA certification. Today, I'll discuss about VTP topic. VTP stands for VLAN trunking protocol, which is allowed to configure a large number of VLANs across multiple switches quickly on a server switch. For example, I need to create 50 VLANs across all the switches. If done manually, I would have to configure 50 VLANs on each switch, which would be very time-consuming. Therefore, Cisco provides a solution that if the switches are connected to each other, you only need to configure VLANs on one VTP server switch. After configuring 50 VLANs on the VTP server, it will propagate the list of 50 VLANs to the other switches, and the switches will automatically update those 50 VLANs. As a result, the VLAN list on all three switches will be the same. However, this VTP protocol has a drawback that can lead to unintended consequences. For example, if I haven't configured VTP clients on the switches, they will automatically become VTP servers by default. If you add or delete any VLANs, all the switches will synchronize, and the number of VLANs will be the same, which can be problematic. You can use the VTP solution, configure the VLANs on one server switch, VTP server, and automatically synchronize the VLAN list to the other switches, VTP clients. Let's move on to commands for configuration and display. Since VTP is a VLAN trunking protocol, the ports between switches must be trunk ports for VLANs to propagate between them. First, you must create a domain on the switch you want to use as the VTP server. Then, configure other switches as VTP clients. If you don't enter this command for a VTP client, it will automatically become a VTP server. With this command, you can't create or delete VLANs on the switch. If some switches only need to forward VLAN information without participating in VTP synchronization, you can set them to transparent mode. With this command, you can create or delete VLANs without affecting other switches. The Show VTP Status command is used in Cisco networking devices to display information about the VTP, VLAN trunking protocol, configuration and status on a switch. Regarding disadvantages of VTP, if the client mode is not explicitly set, by default, all switches are in server mode. If any switch deletes a VLAN, that VLAN will be deleted on other switches as well. Reason: whenever a switch adds or removes a VLAN, its configuration revision number increases by 1 compared to the old number. This number propagates to other switches, and when other switches see this number is greater than their own revision number, they synchronize their VLANs accordingly. Solution: to mitigate this issue, set the switches to client mode, allowing them to receive VLAN information without the ability to delete or add VLANs. For switches that only need to forward VLAN information without being synchronized by the primary switch, set them to transparent mode. As for VTP password, when an unknown switch is plugged into the network and establishes trunking, if that unknown switch is set to VTP server mode, our network switches will synchronize their VLAN databases with IT.to prevent this issue. We can take the following measures. Physically disable unused ports by setting them to access mode and shutting them down. Set a VTP password using the command VTP Password to prevent synchronization with an unknown switch. Should VTP be applied to the real network or not? It depends on the company's decision. If the boss requires mandatory use of VTP, then we should follow suit. It's advisable to set one switch in server mode and the rest in client or transparent mode, as well as set passwords to avoid VLAN synchronization from other switches. If the company doesn't require VTP, then we shouldn't use it, as there are potential risks such as VLAN deletion that could lead to network-wide synchronization when forgetting to use client mode. Pay attention to fixing unused ports in access mode and shutting them down to prevent unauthorized switches from being connected. To configure multiple VLANs on switches, we can use a Python script, which will be presented at the end of the course. Thanks for watching my video. If you find it interesting, please give me a like and subscribe. Thank you.